Ever wonder about life's mysteries and how what we may not be aware of could be affecting the outcomes of we here on earth? With permission from Dr. Paul Leon Masters, founder of the University of Sedona, I'd like to share with you one of his mystical insights. Dr. Masters' mystical insights are based on over 50 years of consciousness research with thousands of his students. Today's subject's based on his conclusions after half a century of research, and the subject is on union with God in each other. There's only peace in oneness, and it can rightly be said there is only love in such oneness. Extending still further, in peace and love that is oneness, is allness, and allness can only be described as God. On this earthly plane of existence, there has always been conflict. If not between nations, then certainly with other groups or individuals. Except for a few awake, mystically enlightened souls, this is the way it's been on the earthly plane through history. Certainly there have been periods of peace, but just as certainly, those periods of peace have fallen prey to conflict. For souls who pray for peace on earth, take comfort, for there is peace to be found in this universe, but not for the mass majority on earth. Mystically understood, there are countless numbers of soul groupings throughout the universe, both on the physical plane of existence, as well as in many other dimensions of existence. Each grouping of souls is at a certain level of awareness spiritually. Each grouping sees and understands each other and God at a certain level of spiritual awareness. Every grouping of souls incarnates into dimensions of energy consciousness that they are in harmonic energy attunement with. There are planes of existence for baby souls, old souls, and for those in between. Souls who are weighed down by the illusion of personal ego, generating the illusion of separateness, are incarnating into this earthly dimension of existence. This gives way to an illusionary sense of beingness that proclaims something like this: I am one life and you are another life. We share the same planet, but we are two separate existences. Even if we share the same religion, we are still two different identities. Or, the God of my religion is the only true God, and yours is not. What have all those thoughts in common? All express separateness. And wherever there is separateness, the chance for conflict is ever present. Dualities, the illusion of separateness, make up the energy consciousness that is the foundation of earthly dimensional life. Every soul incarnating here, with the exception of higher mystically awakened souls, will continue to incarnate here or to similar places of existence, incarnation after incarnation, until, through experiencing enough conflict and strife, their souls raise to a level of awakening where God's presence of oneness begins to take over, replacing personal ego and its dualities and separateness with oneness, peace, love, God. In the earlier stages of this mystical awakening, the soul awakens to union with Spirit or God. In the latter stages of this awakening, the soul awakens to union with the same God presence in others. When such awakened souls leave this earthly plane of existence, they find themselves in a grouping with other consciousness awakened souls. In such a dimension, there are no dualities, only oneness, peace, love, and universal God presence. When one prays for lasting peace on earth, it will never be, but take heart. Worlds of lasting peace do exist. Deep down, hidden in your souls, in God's presence, is the knowledge that they do exist. And that is the real stimulus causing one to pray for peace. In the interim, what to do? Realize that you are on this earth, but ultimately not of it. Realize that you are living in a world created by and of illusion. Realize that you are in this world of illusion for a purpose, to ultimately outgrow, more specifically to reawaken to oneness or God. Realize that you begin to reawaken to the oneness that is God, that you must be patient with those who still slumber spiritually. You're on your way back to God, and one day they will be too. Realize with your awakened understanding that such understanding may bring you into conflict with those still under the spell of illusion. Speak of such understanding only with anyone who crosses your path with like understanding. And be certain they truly do have understanding, for the earthly plane is filled with those who speak of loftily spirituality only to win the confidences of others for their own personal ego gain. In the words of the Christ mind that was in Jesus, beware of ravenous wolves in sheep's clothing. As you go about your daily business, look at people as souls rather than physical people. Realize that the very vast majority are caught up in the illusion that they are separate existences. Yet, try to see them as they truly are, souls encased in physical embodiment. As you awaken to oneness with God within yourself, awaken to the very same God presence in others. Realize that all ultimate awakening to God's presence in yourself and others is by grace. We mean that God's presence is in control of your awakening. At an advanced stage of awakening, you'll find yourself being more of an observer of earthly life, rather than an emotionally caught up person and participant. Know that you can experience oneness, peace, and life while on this earth plane by union with God's presence in yourself. Know that you can only find peace with others on this earth plane who have awakened mystically to God's presence within themselves. It is rare on this earth plane that this happens, but if it does, consider it a bit of heaven on earth. Only in a dimension where soul groupings are all mystically awakened to the same life presence of God can the much sought after environment of lasting peace, love, oneness, God's presence be a reality. Till such time, even if it's only a philosophical statement of belief, acknowledge that God's presence is the ultimate and, in reality, the only life in others. May God's presence guide you through the illusions of separateness into the eternal light of oneness. Dr. Paul Leon Masters. We will be presenting more of Dr. Masters' mystical insights on KUOSFM.com every week. For more free complimentary lectures and insights, click on to the University of Sedona's website at universityofsedona.com.